My name is Paul Rudolph, and I've been living with Guillain-Barré syndrome for 10 years. Before my illness, I was very active, very outgoing person, did a lot of stuff around the house, just physical stuff, great with my kids, great time with my kids, I think we were active and, we did a lot of physical stuff, played sports outside and rough towels inside when we could. And, when Mom didn't give us a hard time about it.
So we met when I was a senior in high school. I then started college. We dated through my college years, and we dated a total of 4 years. So we were married in 1994, having just celebrated our 26th anniversary. And we feel like any struggles that we've had over time, we deal with and work through one step at a time, leading up to the illness that Paul got in 2010 of Guillain-Barré, which kind of took our relationship to a whole new level.
It was very strange. I woke up on a Saturday morning and my toes on one foot were numb. At first I thought, I just slept on it wrong, whatever, like any other person would think. And then it didn't go away. The next day, I woke up and it was still there again, but now it had gone over to my other foot and it was doing the same thing. And it was creeping up, slowly creeping up, through my feet and up my legs. And I'm sure Mom saw it, but I think my mood, everything just started going downhill because I was in so much pain and just feeling awful and not knowing what was going on.
So being a nurse myself, that part was not scary to me. It was just figuring out what was wrong. I went to work all week that week. He went to work on that Tuesday, and the security guards there said to him, "Mr. Rudolph, what's wrong? You look like you have cinder blocks on your feet." And he said literally he was just picking his feet up and planting them down because he couldn't feel his feet at that point. The following day, which was a night shift, that Thursday night, left him here on the couch in severe back pain again, which was, I couldn't put any of it together. I'm a labor and delivery nurse, so none of this made sense to me. When I got home that morning, my sister-in-law was here trying to help him get out of the house. He could hardly walk to get to her car to then be taken to the doctor. At that point, once he went back to his general practitioner, they immediately said, "Hey, we think maybe this needs to have some neurology involvement," and sent him immediately to the hospital, which is where he had his spinal tap and was diagnosed.
According to the CDC, Guillain-Barré syndrome is a rare autoimmune disorder in which a person's own immune system damages the nerves, causing muscle weakness and sometimes paralysis. GBS can cause symptoms that last for a few weeks to several years. Most people recover fully, but some have permanent nerve damage. Some people have died of GBS.
Yeah, it was a big relief to find out because the neurologist was very certain that he knew what it was immediately. And then he said the great thing is we give you this treatment, and after 5 days you'll be on the road to recovery, and he said in about 6 months you'll be back to 100% normal. You won't even know it actually happened.
It was still extreme. I will tell you, to watch him go through the stages he went through and then know what his diagnosis was, though, was very scary.
I was in the hospital for a week to get the treatment, and then after the first week, I went to the rehab center, the local rehab center, for my physical therapy and all of that. With my extremities, with the numbness and all of that, I didn't have any control over my arms, my legs. Like I could, could reach for something in my arm, over here, and my arm would go way over here. And that's why I had to go to physical therapy, because I had to learn to do basically everything all over again and how to compensate for all the numbness and lack of control.
Again, because just some of the things, just the giving, not only on my part, but his part as well, he had to trust that what I was going, the care I was going to provide for him and be able to help him with, was not embarrassing to him. So for instance, I'll just say it, I had to help him with the bathroom. And he thought, never was that something that we would ever have to endure. I feel like he felt very blessed that I had at least the nursing skills to be able to take care of him. I don't know, without a nursing background, would I have been able to do that. I don't regret a minute of it.
As far as, I'm back full on with everything. I've always been a carpenter. I did that before I went back to school. But I've always loved doing that kind of work around the house. I'm very happy, very grateful, very thankful for my family and all their support and understanding throughout this, because if I hadn't had this, and I think about this all the time, if I hadn't had them here to help me through this, there's no way I could have made it. Especially my wife, especially Mom. She, has just been a saint through the whole thing. I just don't know how she does it. I don't know how she continues to do it. But she's been wonderful and very supportive, very helpful.
Thankful for my family during the time what we were going through, just their support, even sometimes if it was just a text or a hug or, saying, we'll get through this, because we knew we would get through it. But again, this is certainly an illness I would not wish on anyone, and it was certainly quite the journey to have gone through it and really still be living it.
Overall, I'm most thankful for my health. You could say, how could he be grateful, thankful for his health? But think about it. I could have been in a wheelchair all my life. I could have had such severe damage that I could no longer ever feel anything or use my arms properly, or none of that has happened. So I'm grateful for that. I'm very thankful for that. You may see me fussing and carrying on sometimes when I'm having a rough day, but that's just for that moment. It's just for that day. The next day, the next moment, I'm loving life and ready to go again.